Hello, everyone. You're listening to the Socially Desi Show, the podcast that motivates you to live, create, and inspire. If this is your first time here, welcome. On our show, we discuss tips and strategies with our guest speakers on how to tackle problems related to personal growth, mental health, relationships, business and entrepreneurship, and health and fitness. So hit that subscribe button and go check out our website at sociallydesi.com for more of such content. Today, I am joined by Rouble Nagi. She is the founder of the Rouble Nagi Art Foundation. Hello, Rouble. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
The pleasure is all mine, Rouble. Thank you for doing this with the Socially Desi show. So, Rouble, before we talk about our episode today, why don't you tell us a bit about your professional journey so far?
My professional journey actually started at a very young age, in my teens. But you can say that, when you're young, you just do different things. You're exploring different professions that you think that maybe you're good at this, maybe you're good at this. Somewhere down the line, anything and everything that I was exploring was connected to creativity. And, as an artist, I've been working now over 2 decades, and I've done numerous commission works for corporates, individuals, public art. I mean, the list goes on. But somewhere down the line, I always knew that, through my art, I want to connect to people. As an artist, I always believe that art must be beneficial to society in a way that it provides a solution to the problems faced by our communities. So, that's how one step led to another, and we just kind of got absolutely more than 100% involved in work. But I always had in back of my mind that my creativity will connect to benefiting people. And that's where Rouble Nagi Art Foundation came into formation, and starting from just a very small number of 45, 50 children, we reached out to hundreds, that multiplied into thousands and lakhs of children today. So, and being an army kid, I've traveled all along. If you talk about my earlier school and college time, traveled all around, and that's been a huge influence on my work, on my life, on how I think, what I really want to do for people, and how I connect to people so easily, because every state I went to with my father had something different to offer, different people, different food, different culture, different way of living. So that actually made me realize that, how you can adapt to so many different people and their mindset if you just make a little bit of effort, to understand them.
True.
So during my childhood, that really helped me. And that is why I can today, at this year of our work, which is almost a decade long, I can just walk into a slum, walk into a village, walk into a basti, and just connect to people, talk to people without even, telling them that why am I here and what foundation is doing. I don't need to. They don't even sometimes, ask that, oh, you've come from outside. Sometimes they feel I'm part of them. And then some of them will say, have you moved in new? Like, some people say,
Yeah.
Naye aaye hai. And I'm like, yeah, not yet. But of course, I'll be coming more often, So it just feels really nice and very satisfying to me that where people accept you for not the work, not just the work you're doing, but as a person, they accept you as one of them. And I think that is what my art has helped me connect to people easily, and also has been a huge, you can say, influence on our work, our foundation, and all the initiatives that we've taken up.
No, I can, completely relate because I'm a military kid myself. My dad was, my dad was in the BSF. He retired a couple of years back. So, even we traveled across India. We saw different cultures, different people. And when you said, like, your upbringing has a lot of impact on the way you gel with people, right? So I think that's really important. And with the kind of work that you are doing with the foundation, I think it becomes more important that you gel with people. You try to understand their part of the situation as well. So that is really important when you are doing something like this. So your art foundation has a tagline of educating through art. So why don't you
Correct.
tell us a bit about the initiatives that you have taken in the past, and how does the education connects through art?
What when I say educating through art is because I'm an artist. So when I was earlier doing a lot of art camps and doing a lot of different workshops with children, with youngsters, with women, and somewhere down the line, I always connected my art. When I say art, it does not mean only paintings and colors. It
Hmm.
means creativity, creative ideas, out of the box ideas. Come up with something new. Let's sit together and brainstorm and just think of something which has not happened yet in this world, in our country. Let's be the first one to do it. So basically, we were exploring ideas, we were connecting through art, and slowly and gradually, a lot of children got a lot of interest. When you are teaching in a school, you are basically your maths, English, science, your all
Hmm.
these different periods that you attend during the day. Now, when you come to a place which is not exactly a school, which is not exactly a tuition center, but it's a fun balwadi where you're going
Hmm.
to also learn what you are like academically, what you're studying. But with that, you'll have a lot of creative aspects. As you will paint, you will draw, you will play
Right.
games, and with different creative ideas, you will learn. So that attracted a lot of kids to us, and they were, very happy that, we don't have to just take out our textbook and just read and do the same thing. Like from school, we come back in the tuition, we are again reading and writing and learning the same thing. Now, what is it that keep our children engaged? It's very important to keep children engaged and their focus. See, focus span is not more than 20 to 40 minutes. Now, if
Right.
that time you can get their full attention and tell them that, this is what we are teaching you, and you make sure that they've learned that much, I think you've succeeded.
True. True. No, I
By
completely agree with that.
educating through art, yeah, we made sure that every initiative that we launched, from Ronak to Learn to Earn to Paint Dharavi to Misal Mumbai, India, to Skill India, to skill development for women, Studio
Hmm.
Saksham, every initiative was somewhere connected to creativity. So when you say educating through art, doesn't mean we want to make them an artist, we want to make them a sculptor. But educating through art means there are so many different lines of profession which you can pick in future if you have that creative mind. If you don't let your inner creativity die. So along with your academic studies, along with your schooling and your college, you must not let your creative mind die. So anything you do in life, just connect it to creativity and stay attached to creativity, because it's like a hobby, which becomes your passion, and also then helps you, become successful in whatever profession you choose. So we always kept that as our focus, that we
Hmm.
want to let children come out and say this is what we want to do, rather than us telling them draw a straight line, write this English like this, write Hindi like that, do maths like this. No, you come up and tell us, because every child is different, every child's capacity to learn is different. So we wanted to address their, and tap their actual potential, that where they are good at and where they need attention. That is why we connected all our initiatives to art. And then, me being an artist, being on the creative side from a very younger age, I have seen that how it has helped me to evolve as a person and not feel shy about letting my inner thoughts out in the public. That, what, to even to my teachers, to my professors, I was always like, how can we do it like that? So I wanted to
Hmm.
give that freedom to
Yeah.
children who come and learn with Rouble Nagi Art Foundation, that you have all the freedom and the right, of course, to speak your mind and tell us what is it that you like and how you want to explore, how you want to create. So that is why we always connected everything to art.
And all your artwork has a message attached to it. So
Yes.
tell us a bit about your hashtag initiative, which you started.
So hashtag basically start from Mumbai, where I was, sitting in my workshop one evening, and I was just thinking. I was making a sculpture at that time, a marble big piece for. It was a commission work, and I was just thinking, everyone is writing, "I love this, I love that, I love that," but it's not really creating that impact because when you Google search it, you're not really kind of seeing those pieces unless you write the whole thing. And everything, nowadays we do, you put a hashtag and then type something. Hashtag COVID India, hashtag Rouble Nagi, hashtag anything and everything.
Yeah.
So what if we started hashtagging our cities, our states, our slums, our villages with hashtag? So I just picked up I normally don't sketch with pencil. I just straight away take a brush. So I just took a brush and I just, with a small little hatawa actually paper was lying next to me, and I just took it and I just tagged Mumbai and I then put some colors in it. But I'm always someone who would also want opinion from some people I know who have the knowledge about art. So I called another friend of mine and I said, "Do you think this looks nice?" She was like, "This looks amazing." So I spoke to another friend of mine and she was like, "Can we do it in Bandra?" I was like, "Of course." So that's where hashtag Bandra, the first hashtag in the country, came from, and we installed it in Bandra. And then, of course, the list is long. We did many more states and we did many more cities after that. And we are right now also doing a lot more of hashtags. We are installing hashtag Kashmir. We've installed hashtag New Delhi a couple of days back. Hashtag Kashmir is next. Hashtag, I can't give you all the names, but you can say 8 more hashtags are on their way. Yeah, across the city, all the big states and cities. So it also, kind of, and if you see my hashtags, they are not just white hashtags with just, alphabets in just white, MUMBAI or NEWDLHY. No, so each piece, like New Delhi that we did, NEW, one entire canvas on one alphabet to the next. It's a continuation of an artwork. It's a continuation of my painting, where it starts from one, leads on to the next, leads on to the next. It's flow of colors. It's flow of my art. If you see my art, it's very abstract. It's very colorful, dripping colors, bold strokes. I don't use easel. I draw on the ground and I use spatula and knives and wooden sticks. Same formats that you will see in my paintings, you will see in my hashtags also. So they are not just plain white hashtags. Each piece is a piece of art. That is the whole point of creating a hashtag, was also, that we have every piece hand carved, every should be like, even if you take a photograph with one single piece, it is a piece of art that you've taken a picture with, or what you're seeing. So each piece, each alphabet has a story to tell. So that was the whole thing. When I wanted to create something in writing, I wanted to create something magical. I did not want to create just the white pieces. And I was like, just another piece on in public eye. No, I wanted to create each piece of alphabet as a story. So that was the whole concept behind the hashtag journey.
No, so true. I mean, I'm sure you love colors because, your logo depicts a lot of colors. And to everyone listening, we'll definitely put down the links in the show notes below. Go check out their Instagram page. Go check out the YouTube videos. You'll also see the kind of, work they do when they create these beautiful art around the, whole India. So I really love that, Rouble. So Rouble, coming on to
see, the whole point, Abhinav, is that when people see your art, whether they commute from that place once, twice, 10 times, or once in a week, or sometimes you're already so tired, it's morning to evening job for you, you're driving back home tired, when you look outside your window of your car, you see something colorful and nice, it should give you a smile on your face. It should bring that positivity. you looking at that piece. That's the whole point of me creating that piece, not just putting up a sculpture there and saying that, oh, okay, you know what, we've got another Rouble Nagi's artwork there. No, the whole point is that whatever you do in life, let's try and bring a smile on people's faces, even if through your art you're doing it, or through your social work you're doing it, or by, just sitting and creating something or talking to someone and just interacting with someone. Somewhere down the line, if we connect our work, our thinking, that क्या हम इसमें किसी की मदद कर सकते हैं, क्या हम ये चीज से किसी को हंसा सकते हैं, या positivity ला सकते हैं. I think that is something that I look for and I try to implement in everything that I do. So that is my, not just the hashtag concept, but every mind, you will have some kind of colors and vibrancy and that positivity around it. And that is what I want to give in public art, and that's what I keep in mind when I'm designing any piece of art which is outdoors.
No, that's really thoughtful of you, because it really takes a lot of time and thinking when it comes to creating a piece of art which can be appreciated by everybody. So, kudos to you and your team who are working so hard and you're trying to make a difference. So like I said, earlier, that the art that you do is not just an art, it has a message behind it as well. But Rouble, coming to, the recent times where we have seen the outbreak of the pandemic, which has taken a bad toll on the society, right? And a lot of challenges were faced by not just the NGOs, the people working with the NGOs as well. With your foundation, what were the challenges that you all faced in the last 12 months?
You know what? It's not that we haven't faced challenges before, because we are working in the slums, in the villages, in the bastis, where the mindset is. Initially, people always have this big question mark on their face. Without even talking to you, you can read their faces that, why are they here? Are they here so that our homes are going to be broken and some builder is going to make something here? Or are these from some political parties where they are coming to give us little thing and then ask for vote? Or they are coming with some kind of ulterior motive behind their mind that, hum ye karenge to ye inse mangenge. That is always a thing. And you can't really blame them for it, because probably they have that thing in their mind because they've gone through it. So,
yes.
When you go into some places like this, you have to understand that you have to go absolutely with an open mind, and you should be ready to probably at sometimes get abusive words from them as well, and loving words also. But trust me, with my experience of 10 years, I'm telling you, and the amount of love and respect you will get back is something you can never imagine, because people there are very simple at heart. All they want is कि हमारे लिए कोई छोटा सा भी कुछ कर दे. They are happy even with that. And initially, when we got into these areas to work, there are a lot of these. Every slum, every area has different political parties working there. They have their own, leaders. Not just the political leader, but also the society leaders, lane leaders, ward leaders. So they would all come and say, where is she come from? And being a woman, men always want to have the upper hand. You always fight for, right, gender equality. At sometimes, when we were working in the slums, there are a lot of people who came and said, ban karo, this is not needed, and we are not here to take instructions from a woman. And I would just, look at them and I would say that, what makes you think that, I'm here to give instructions to anyone? I am part of you. So they're like, no, but you don't live here, and, you come from outside, you're from well-to-do family, and how are you one of us? I said, so if I'm from well-to-do family, I'm not part of you. Don't I stay with you the whole day? I only go back to sleep at home whole day, morning 9 o'clock till 7:30 till it gets dark. I'm here teaching your children, spending time with your women, trying to give them skill training, try to beautify your slum, try to get the garbage out of your slum, try to sort your water problems, toilet problems. I said, then how am I not a part of this? And it's not that I've come only for a week, 10 days and gone. I've been here literally every month. So,
True.
you have to, with patience, you have to kind of take this forward, and slowly and gradually they understand. And then when they understand, they open their heart, their home door, their area doors, everything to you. I mean, now there are times that I've literally lived day and night. I've slept. I've got my own little space in Kohli's where I've stayed for months and months together. And, for me, it was very easy because I'm there for people. I'm not there for luxury anyway. So that is something that, initially was little tough for us, that how we would, overcome these challenges. But then one thing that I have learned over so many years is that with good heart, clear intentions, and patience, everything can be, all the issues can be addressed. And today they are my extended family. If they have any function in the house, a wedding or birthday or anniversary or anything, it's like an invitation is there for me. If I start attending all, I will have 10 to 12 invitations in a day to go to across India minimum. So, it's that. But last few months have been obviously tough because COVID is something which has moved all of us. We've lost a lot of people from last year till now, younger, older, you can say age. We were really not thinking of the age that it'll only hit older people or younger people. I think it's kind of affected everyone. But initially the problem was the ration and hygiene kits and all. This time the requirement of the COVID wave 2 is completely different. And, people are not working. They're sitting in lockdown. I was in the morning in one of my bastis today in New Delhi, and I was just talking to them and, just taking feedback. But you know what I realized the minute I went, the whole basti came and I told them mask. I told my team, please tell them, make sure they have mask, and we have to, and normally when I go, I hug them and, they are like all over me, children and even the women and the youngsters. But today was like, okay, let's stand close to each other, but maintain a little social distance and do it. So, I could see that smile and that hope on their face that, okay, she's come back. So with all the restrictions that we have to not go out too much, I make sure that, in between 1 hour, 1.5 hours, I just go maybe from a distance. They see me that, okay, she's there, it kind of gives you that hope again. Right now, just seeing you is what they need. So it's been bad. We have a lot of people who are daily wagers. We have a lot of our team members who are, helping different below poverty line people in the slums. Slums, everyone lives next to each other. So I don't know how they are going to do social distancing because, one wall of the house leads to the second house of the wall. It's like you're connected to each other. So you can't really say social distancing, but what my team, because most of Misal India team lives in the slums, because we always hire people, we always give jobs to people who live in those slums. When we take over a slum, we want to empower that slum by giving job opportunities to people who are living there, rather than getting our team from outside. Just 1 or 2 RNAF team members will be from outside, rest all will be from the same slum. So what we've done, we've been successful in helping all these people because our team members live there. So everything is sent to them without them, going out, and probably some of them coming back with infection. They can just distribute the stuff to all the people that they meet every day because they are living there.
True.
Because during lockdown, if you remember the first wave, you couldn't really step out.
Yeah.
And that is why the food ration was a big issue. So we made sure all our trucks with a lot of food and everything, all that they needed, reached them, team unloaded it and distributed in all the slums. So that way, all our slums, we made sure nobody slept hungry. And this time also, we are taking care of the children, because a lot of emails and calls that we had a couple of weeks back was very heartbreaking, where kids didn't have a place to go to. And both the parents were tested COVID positive. Some children have only one parent. One is no more, not because of COVID only. but from some time, and some have lost their parent, one parent, because of COVID also. So that is when we decided that, all right, we will take a step forward and make our balwaris, because we have so many balwaris and skill centers pan India that we are running. We converted them into centers where these children could stay, and their parent or parents, if both recovered or one recovered, can come back and take the children back with them, so that mentally children are not affected. Because
Correct.
just the thought of losing your parent at the age of 8, 9, 10, 11 is extremely scary. Even at this age, when I think of my parents being old and they are not there, is scary. But at that time, when you barely know anything, that how do you manage or live a life without your parent, was something very scary. And we had a couple of cases where children were mentally getting unstable, and lot of negativity around. So we said, no, let's do this for at least 2 to 3 months. So far very good, so that we can give them a normal routine, like they study in the morning, eat lunch, play games, early dinner, go to bed, like a routine that
Correct.
they
Correct.
have. Plus we make them speak to their parents sometimes on the phone, parents who are on the recovery road, that okay, speaks. And some parents who are also serious, we kind of make sure that we don't let them lose hope, because they keep asking us that, ma'am, is my father or mother all right? And I'm like, listen, you pray to God and trust me, they are coming back very soon to take you
True.
back. And we've got some kids which have gone back now, and some of them are their parents are critical. But I'm sure we'll sail through this, and we'll make sure if kids are fine.
Yeah, because it's really important to talk about this as well. Because in the news, in the channels, and on social media, you just see what is in front of you, right? And generally, nobody is talking about the slums, the people who are living there, people who are daily wagers, like you said. So
Yeah.
for these people, there's not really a voice out there on social media. Like, I generally don't see that on my feed. And I'm sure people listening out there wouldn't have noticed that as well. So it's really important that you talk about all of this on the show today, because it opens a lot of eyes and ears, especially in our society, that this is also what needs to be addressed. And these are our people, these are our extended families, like you say. So we need to also take care of them. So it's really important, and thank you so much for bringing this out on the episode today. Also, Rubel, as a society, I feel there needs to be a change in mentality. Like, you said you are hiring within the slum itself. So when you are trying to run projects, you are trying to manage a team, then most of your teams are from the slums itself, from the areas where you are trying to the areas which you are trying to develop. So I think this kind of a mentality needs to be more and more inculcated in our society. So what do you feel,
Correct.
what sort of changes you feel that the society should basically look forward to, or incorporate in their lives?
So you know what? When I decided that I, will start working into like a full time as a social worker,
Hmm.
it was very important that first I understand that what I want to do.
Correct.
Why I want to be a social worker. Because when you talk about society and you talk about mindset of people, I had put up a post sometime back saying that, the easiest profession to get fame nowadays is become a social worker. Even if you're not doing anything on ground, if social media, your people and your friends support you, it's good enough. So now
Hmm.
that is something everyone has to understand, that what is it that we want to become a social worker for? Because this is not a profession you can joke with.
Yeah.
And this is something which also leads you to self-discovery. It's like you want to do so many things, but do you really know why you want to do it? Because so
True.
many people, they when you say slum, the first expression that they give is like like really like so bad, like
Yeah. Yeah.
dirty, dingy, dangerous, dark, which is fine. Of course, they are like a lot of these areas which are like that. But I always say there are people living there. They are humans. If they can live there and love you more than anyone else, then how are they dark and dingy and dangerous? Please tell me. So, till we, as humans, as society people, change our mindset and our outlook, our mentality, like you said, towards these people, nothing is going to change. So, we need to first change ourselves. During the second wave of COVID, if you see the social media handles of everyone,
Correct.
there's so much of negativity. There's so much of negativity. It is all about criticizing, criticizing, and criticizing. Tell me one thing, when you are in a situation, will criticizing help at that time? Or
Not
we
at all.
coming together, joining hands, united we stand with our country people, and help them. You don't have to be a social worker or an activist to help people in this situation. What are some of those big names which are coming into controversies? What are we hearing? That with people with so much money are taking advantage of this situation. It is just not acceptable.
True that.
But
Yeah.
right now, we have to not talk and do a blame game. CMs are not doing, PM is not doing, state government is not doing, central government is not doing. Come on. You know what? Right now, what we need to do is not waste our energy and time into this, but get on with what we can do with our people. Reach out to NGOs, reach out to central government, reach out to state government, reach out to different bodies, healthcare sectors, to see what we can do. Forget reaching out to these people, reach out to people immediately connected to you, your home staff, your office staff, their families. Let's connect to them and see what they need, and let's try and address their issues. So right now we all need to come together and be very positive, because when somebody is dying in front of you, you don't tell them, I wish somebody had done this, the person would not die. Rather than that, you make an effort to, get that person out of that, and, tell him that, listen, you're not going to die. Don't lose hope. Forget what is not there, what is there. Let's fight it out together, and let's try our best to, stay positive, because there are a lot, like they say, all the doctors are saying that it's the positive mind which will also help you fight COVID.
So true.
If
Yeah.
you're already depressed and already given up that, oh my God, I've got COVID and I'm going to die, your body internally will also not fight it. So right now, what we need above all is a very strong, positive mind, and stay, miles away from all the negative news which is coming up there. We have all the time after a few months when this is gone to criticize. Trust me, criticism is something people will always want to do, whether they have a chance or they don't get a chance to do it. But right now, we need to feel the pain people are going through. We need to stand with them and give them hope, hold their hand, not maybe physically, but mentally, and say that hang in there, we are there for you. So that
True.
is very important. And once we think like that, the mentality of the society will automatically change on its own. तो वो होना बहुत जरूरी है.
No, I
That is why
absolutely
this
agree.
inequality, that is when this inequality will, I won't say completely go, but the percentage will decrease. Because, when you are born as a human, you're equal. Whether you're born in a big house, a rich house, or privileged home, it does not mean you are inferior to anyone. So that equality will only come when we forget others, when we ourselves change our mindset and start treating everyone equally. That is
Correct.
very important. And I hope things change soon. I see a lot of people just giving gyan and literally not
So true.
following even 1% of it. And it's just heartbreaking and sad that at this time, in this pandemic, if we can't unite and help people selflessly, when will we ever do it?
I
This is
completely
one of the
agree. Yeah,
biggest
yeah.
pandemic our country, the world has seen so far, especially India has seen in last 2 decades. So right now is not the time for criticism. Right now is the time to pray. Right now is the time to be hopeful and hold each other's hand and fight through this and win this, come out of this situation. That is what is needed right now.
So true, so true. And I completely agree when you talked about these pseudo warriors out there, the social media warriors, because they're just, talking, they're just talking things on social media and they're just giving gyan, which actually they don't themselves, I mean, work on. And,
Yeah.
I
You know what, Anurag, when I decided that I want to do social work, you know, I realized that I had to work for people that were suffering day in and day out across India. I was never just restricted to Bombay. Obviously, I started with Bombay because I lived there, and I've been there for 24 years. But my thing was not that I would only help people in Bombay. I wanted to be anyone. Like during COVID time, there's so many people who are not part of RNAF have contacted us from villages of Bihar to
yeah,
Chhattisgarh to we've tried our best to reach them, and give them whatever help we can in our capacity. So this is very important that when we are helping someone, also we are not just thinking that we have to only do to this people, the community, religion, and states. When you're helping someone, these things should not matter. You are helping a human being, whether that's a Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, anyone. Just see the human in that person. Don't see the religion in that person. Don't see the color creed in that person. Just help as a human. And that is something, that I knew that I would never restrict
yeah.
my work to. Yeah. So it's very important that everyone understands that. I know that if, I could somehow touch those lives and help them become helpful again, hopeful again, would be the greatest gift anyone can get in life. Yeah, what else you need? I
True.
mean, when you limit your wants and choose a path of living, simplifying your life, and you live it, you'll see so many things in your life will change. If you go through my Instagram handles, I keep thinking of these things, that how you evolve as a person when you
Yeah,
work selflessly. It's a different
true.
high altogether. It's like you're in, what do you say, seventh heaven all the time. It's that
Yeah.
kind of feeling. So I always tell people that try doing it. You don't have to be a social worker for that. You can do probably once a week or few hours in a week, and see the difference you will feel in your life yourself. Trust me, it's the magic you cannot create just like that. The day this magic is created, you will have a different way of living your life.
Yeah, and I like the way you spoke about helping people who are in your direct contact, and this magic can be really created with as simple as helping your house help. So you can start with them.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be like a big shot guy and do some big donations out there. You can start off
absolutely.
with helping somebody who is in your direct contact. Maybe he is the dhobi wala, or his family, or maybe he's the house help that you
Absolutely.
have. So
Because end of the day, all those people are going to go and live in the slums, all the bastis, all the villages
correct,
across country. So they are those people only who are connected to you and whom you're helping. So whether you
correct.
give it directly or you give it via channel, it's the same thing. So whatever is convenient to whoever, you must do it selflessly. That's what I'm saying.
So true, so true. And Rubel, to everyone listening out there, how can they contribute and connect with your foundation, and how they can help the people across India?
So we have a website, www.roublenagifoundation.org. They can go on that. They will see different initiatives that we are running. They can see different COVID care centers, what we are doing in them, and how we've helped through the last year and what we are doing this year. And they can contribute in whatever way they like. Details there, all the different programs.
Yes, and we will put the links in the show notes below, guys. So please go
Yes.
check them out, and be of help in whatever capacity you can.
For me, my work is what I breathe. Everyone knows it's like a lifeline to me. And my initiatives, which have been, in the forefront of social change through self-sustaining and scalable models like Studio Saksham. Now, Studio Saksham is our new initiative which we have launched, where all the products made by the women of villages, rural women and villages, and also the women in slums and bastis who are learning under Rouble Nagi Art Foundation skill centers. All their products will be available online. And, every corporate, I feel, must have a social purpose. All of us have to play our part in the communities we work with. And that is very important. Small actions can make big difference. The women who work with Studio Saksham are girls. We are right now kept it to only our centers where only Rouble Nagi Art Foundation Center girls and women are learning, because we have a big number of, women learning with us. So we want this to become a self-sustaining model. Basically, they are working for themselves. Your model can only be self-sustaining when everyone can see the profit. Profit is the magic solution. Like I always say, आप एक महिला को आत्मनिर्भर कैसे कर सकते हैं? When you give her financial independence. So it's very important that we make our women self-reliant by making them financial independent. So everything that they will make in our centers under Studio Saksham initiative will go online, will be available online, and whatever they make, all the pricing, the girl who's made it, her details, story of which village she comes from, what is the family background she has, everything will be there on that. So basically, when you're buying a product of hers, you're taking some part of her life into your homes. The rug you pick up, the cushion cover you pick up, the carpet you pick up, the artifacts that you pick up is part of her creative self and is part of something that she is put in few hours of her day in making that, and then earning back and giving a good life to her children, supporting her family, her husband, her in-laws. So that is our main aim of Studio Saksham.
No, that's wonderful.
And I've never believed in modest goals, that provide short-term relief to bold goals.
Yeah.
I always believe, while harder to achieve, provide long-term solutions by tackling the root of social problems. Once you handle that, this model is going to be sustainable and this will benefit our people to the maximum.
True. I mean, short-term goals never really help you to achieve those, dreams that you have, right? And so for these women, like you said, for achieving that financial freedom, any sort of a short-term goal will not achieve that. It may give them some leeway into the future, but it will definitely not give them the foundation for a good financial freedom program, right? So,
absolutely.
I completely agree when you say that.
If you want to put value on effective philanthropy, you need to have an unconventional view.
Yeah.
You need to innovate and really make an impact. So NGOs, not just Rouble Nagi Art Foundation, even all the other NGOs who are working should work with that kind of mindset.
Correct.
That we want to have a long-term sustainability initiative. You're doing it for a month or 2 or 6 months. What happens after 6 months?
Correct.
So at least a target of 5 years is what you should have. After that, girls get so much exposure. They know their different skills. They also come up with a lot of ideas.
Absolutely.
But sustainability is very important. On-ground impact is very important. I don't believe in advocacy too much. I believe only in 10% of advocacy and 90% of groundwork, because there are so many places, where we were working when we took over some of the villages initially, and we told people that don't use plastic. They said, ma'am, everyone says don't use plastic, but nobody tells us what to use.
Yeah.
So when you are telling us ki steel ke glass mein de do ya kaanch ke glass mein de do, today we know. You see our mobile, it is that small piece. Can you see? We can see anything online. Half the time we don't have Wi-Fi here. And when we have our kids take it and they're watching movies or listening to songs. So when we want to tell them that you tell us about this is, something we never get an answer for. So for us, it is very important that with this, someone tells us. So I tell my team that every slum, every village we work in, please make sure we do once a week workshops with all the people there and tell them about different concerns which are there in the world, like, environmental issues, plastic issues, plus water issues, sanitation, hygiene, cleanliness, waste management. So we run these different workshops along with our regular program so that, we are not just doing advocacy, but along with that, we are also telling them what needs to be done.
Correct. True.
Instead of just telling them, don't do this, you need to also tell them what needs to be done. They give them a solution also.
Absolutely.
They might not follow 100% of it, but even if they follow 50% of it, trust me, that's a big number to achieve. So we kind of believe, I strongly believe in impact. I strongly believe in on-ground work. And that is something when you do is when you connect to people in the real sense, when you are there standing with them, only then you know what problems they are facing. That is the only way. If you want to really work on ground and address people's problem, till you are on ground, there standing and talking to them a couple of hours a day, you will never know. On paper, you can never know what they're going through.
True.
So I make sure that I'm in slum literally every day. And, past, you can say 6.5, 7 years, I've been in an area of mine literally every day. And I love it. It's like part of my life now. Like I eat, I sleep. It's like meeting my people has become part
True.
of my life now.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yes.
completely agree with that. And I relate to it as well because, with Socially Desi also, the kind of show that we do, we make sure that anything that we talk about on the show needs to have some impact, needs to have some actions involved in it. Because, like you said, बोलने वाले बहुत हैं, ज्ञान देने वाले बहुत हैं. But you also need to tell them, अगर आप ज्ञान दे रहे हो तो उसको execute कैसे करना है? How do you do
Exactly.
that? How do you put it, like, how do you, put the pen on the paper and actually start writing? So those are the things that are, really important. So thank you so much. And I'm sure, your organization, your NGO would definitely touch millions and millions of more lives. And with Socially Desi as well, we would love to extend all sort of help that we can. So Rouble, coming to, before wrapping the episode, any thoughts, any closing thoughts on how, as citizens, we have come together and helped each other in the last 12 months?
All I would say is let's all of us have a beautifully positive mind right now, positive thoughts, because sometimes, half of the war is won by just thinking positive and planning everything right. So right now, what is important is that we stay positive and stay strong and believe in ourselves and believe in prayers. Because the whole country is going through a lot of difficulties right now. Everyone is going through a lot of difficulty, whether that person is well-to-do or that person is not well-to-do. The problem, the suffering, the pain is same for everyone right now. So let's unite, let's stay strong, and let's stay together, because when we are together, we are stronger together. So let's join hands and let's not lose hope, because we will be out of this very, very soon. And then we never have to talk about this soon. I hope so. That's all I can say. Just stay very, very positive and stay very, very strong.
We hope so too. So thank you so much, Rouble, for being on the show today. You have been a lovely guest. Thank you so much for taking out time.
Thank you very much. And you stay safe and take care of yourself.
So that wraps it up for today, folks. If you liked the episode, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and let's go viral. Remember, our weekly podcast features episodes on personal growth, mental health, relationships, business and entrepreneurship, and health and fitness. We would love to have Rouble on our show again in the future to talk about the fabulous work her organization and the NGO is doing. So if you haven't yet done so, hit that subscribe button and go check out our website at sociallydesi.com for more of such content. And as always, before I sign off, remember, life is black and white and everything in between.